So one of the weakest parts of my dial game is floors or regular floors. I like doing hardwood floors. They're kind of a pain in the ass, but it's a pretty easy formula to follow. Just time consuming. I think when I've tried to do kind of debris on the floor, it hasn't necessarily come out exactly the way I wanted it. So I'm gonna try it here again. What I did differently this time is went to, I think it's called tinyprint.com, and the homie Mark Nolan hit up Dial Structure with that link. And I think Jose Buddha had actually put a link a while back. But yeah, man, you can find anything from posters to donut boxes, musical notes, puzzles, cigar boxes. So I just took some documents. You can tell there's some legal type documents, and kind of crumbled them up, glued them to the floor. Took some debris, some balsa wood and pieces of foam board, and just kind of glued it using the super tacky glue. So gotta wait for that to dry. Then I'll paint it black and then give it kind of a dry brush, and hopefully it'll have a nice, nasty, dirty way, dirty alleyway type look. So yeah, man. So I'm this is where I'm at now. I was able to hit up some tags on that door. So I'm gonna start airbrushing it in a few minutes, and what I'm gonna do is a couple airbrush tags on here. Gonna go back to that website and get some posters or something else so I can put it on, maybe on this side of the wall, something like that, and then dirty it up with the airbrush in terms of here and some stuff there, as well as this wall. And I also brought, I didn't pull it out, but I brought Elmer's, I forgot what it's called. It's kind of like a spray-on glue. And what I like about that one is that it can be used as a spray-on glue, or you can spray whatever surface and let it dry, and then it'll just have like a shiny coat. And that's what I want here. I want it to look more like a wet floor, as opposed to kind of a flat finish that it has now. And that's kind of the last step that I do, is that spray. And I've used it a little bit before. Never have I used it in this much space, so that should be cool. I got another piece of wood I can glue somewhere, a few more documents. These are already permanently on there. I don't know, so this is the next step. Alright, man, so in the graffiti world, there's a couple of signature, well, your tag and your throw up are two of your signatures basically. So if somebody sees your throw up, and basically what a throw up is kind of a bubble style of your name. A lot of times the throw ups are just two letters, so you can do it real quick, and it's bigger than a tag, and it usually has one fill-in color and then the outline color. So I'm gonna attempt to do an outline as best as I can. Here we go. So it's not the straightest throw up I've ever done, but I'm also not that great at airbrushing yet. But anyway, so usually what you want to do is you want to kind of give it like a little bit of a shadow type of effect. Yeah, so it's not half bad. So basically that's what it looks like. And then what I would normally do as a graffiti artist is I would go back with an white outline, or force fill as we call it. The black is the outline, the white is the force fill. I don't think I own the color white, and if I do, it's kind of a transparent white, so I'm not going to do the white. But I will take this opportunity to start to you know what? So what I want to do is I want to kind of give it the effect of a dirty wall, dirty grate, you know, as they normally would be in a grungy type alleyway. Do the same thing on the gray. And again, I'm just doing kind of a light mist to give it kind of that effect or whatever. All right. And then, so basically, yeah. So that's about as good as my airbrushing skills are right now. I'm gonna try my best to try to fix it up as much as possible and make it as straight as I can. But all right, man. So I just wanted to show you guys that part. And the reason I'm wearing the mask is because I've realized that usually when I airbrush the next day, when I blow my nose, it's black. So if you're brushing indoors, airbrushing indoors, make sure you're wearing a mask. All right. Until later. So I'm basically done, man. I just did a couple of just a couple tags, a little throw up there on the alleyway. Great, just something in that corner. But more than anything, I just wanted to darken it out as much as possible. Instead of going with the regular acrylic paint, I just airbrushed that debris in black and kind of dirtied up the paper a little bit. The papers that are glued on the floor. So I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. I'm just gonna give it that adhesive. That's what it is. It's a Elmer's adhesive spray. So I'm gonna give it across the whole floor, let that dry, make it nice and shiny, and we'll pretty much be done with the floor. I didn't do any debris on this side, just on that side. And when I do photo shoots, I'll definitely have beer bottles and whatnot thrown in on the ground and so forth. This is for a commission that I'm doing, that I'm pretty much done with. This was kind of one of the last steps, was finishing up these garage doors. They're gonna have interchangeable garage doors and interchangeable convenience store doors. I have the bead up one at home, so this is kind of the nicer look, and it's more of the condemned type look. So had to kind of cut some windows out, dirtied that up a little bit, and then I didn't dirtied up the windows, but didn't cut those out. So my airbrushing is done for today, and I'm pretty much getting really close to finishing this diorama. I'm a fan of The Walking Dead, so I want to start getting ready to do a couple of shoots for The Walking Dead that returns a week from tomorrow. So kind of glad that this one's almost over and done. Still had a couple details that I still have to work on, but for the most part, the majority is done. All right, y'all. Peace. All right, so this is the shot that I just put on ACBA and on my Instagram page and on the Dial Structure page. Pretty much done with this diorama, so just wanted to give a behind the scenes look at how Daredevil's hanging, or how he's doing what he's doing. So that's how I basically have him strapped up to the soon-to-be fire escape. In the meantime, it was kind of a bridge between the two dioramas. So I turned the light on. It has some light coming from up there. But basically, I had black string or whatever that is just tied to his shoulder. at the correct length so that he's just barely resting on there. So you can see, you can easily knock him off. Which is what I'm going to do, because this is the last part of this diorama, so I just want to get everybody off. Oops. And kind of go through the details. Alright, so some of the stuff that I added was the no parking sign, or some of the signs keep out, and the no trespassing. You know, obviously it's an alleyway, so that lends to the authentic look, and it's from man, I always forget the website, but it was posted on Dial Structure not too long ago. I had to put something so that this pipe would have a support, because most of the we had one where I grew up. We had one of these drain pipes, and I just remember it always being strapped around, and kind of screwed into the wall. So, and that was paper, basically. Just took paper, measured it, and then glued it. So literally, it's just paper. Nothing special. Threw up a Spider-Man poster and kind of beat it up a little bit. And yeah, man, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. And oh, the rat from the last. It was just again one of those things where I just said I was gonna try to do a dive as fast as possible, just to kind of time myself and see what I can do in a span of time. And so most of it was done last weekend, and I finished it today. But then worked a little bit obviously during the week, but for the most part today was kind of that last day where I kind of added all the graffiti or the rest of the graffiti and the signs and whatnot. Yeah, so the thinking behind this was just an alleyway, and I think I said this before, but the whole idea of kind of doing this extra space here, kind of behind the fence type of deal, is just to, like the shot that I showed when I first started recording, was what I envisioned in my head when I said, you know what, I'm gonna do a fence between two buildings so that Spider-Man or Daredevil can be jumping over the fence, as they're getting, chased down or whatever. So that shot was kind of in my head for a while, and it was, set it up. I figured that the only way I can keep it up is with the string, but again, luckily because of the distance here, and was able to balance it out, and it worked out. But ended up spraying the floor with that Elmer's adhesive. Right now it's still sticky. Usually it takes 24 hours and then it's not sticky anymore. I have to fix it because Ghost Rider's foot, the weight of it lifted some of the paint off, so you can start to see the paint. So I just gotta kind of touch that up, but you can see I'm still getting stuck to it, so it's still not completely dry yet. And again, it usually takes about 24 hours, and then what I'll do after that is give it the acrylic sealer. And what that does is that it protects it from, from scratches, from easily being, just the paint being chipped away. So I'll throw a coat of that on. But yeah, man, it was again, man, it was fun. I mean, I enjoy, obviously, I enjoy making dioramas. I have a good time with it. It's a thought process that I enjoy going through to try to think of the next dial that breaks down. So obviously, because I mentioned that, I might as well break it down so you guys can see how it breaks down. So basically the fence is held by those two little notches, but this splits from that, so you can just take the fence to the side so it doesn't, nothing lands on it. Yeah, so basically this kind of breaks apart, and then this comes off. Then you have the fence. So basically it flattens down to, I don't know, let me get my phone. It flattens down to it flattens down quite a bit, which is kind of cool because again, not everybody has space to keep a diorama up all the time, and if you have kids it's not a good idea. So I always try to make them so they can break down and you can just put them away and have no problem. And again, they're magnetized, so just as quick as they go down, they go right back up. And then it just drops into the notch and it's built once again. So this is what it looks like from the top. So basically magnetized, and that's the space that you get from the end of the diorama and the fence itself. You can do some lights coming in from this window kind of shining at an angle. So you can do a couple different things, and again, that whole thought that goes into the thought process as I create this is, light coming from a window. I have plans. One of the reasons I kept that open is because I want to put a zombie scene. So I try to think of things that I can do with it that'll keep it interesting. Alright, man. So I hope you liked it. I actually it is Saturday night, and I had just posted the picture on Instagram and the Dive Structure group, and I got great feedback. So good looking out, everybody. I really appreciate it. Again, having a good time with it. Just gonna keep creating. Stay tuned. Peace.